The first possibility you can get for the discriminant is for the discriminant to be positive. When you put numbers into this formula and you get a positive number as your answer. When you get a positive number for your answer, that means you have two real solutions. Now, the discriminant doesn't tell you what those solutions are, but it tells you that you have two real solutions. Now, if I were to graph this, it would look like this. Or maybe it would look like this. How do I know I have two real solutions in each one of these graphs? Very good. It goes over the x-axis twice. Does that make sense? If one option is positive, what's another option? Negative. The other option is my discriminant is negative. If I put numbers into this and I get a negative number, then I have two imaginary solutions. Knowing what it means to graph a quadratic and find the solutions, what does a graph look like that has two imaginary solutions? What do you think? Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't cross the x-axis at all. Maybe it's all the way above or maybe it's all the way below, right? Regardless, it doesn't cross the x-axis. The graph doesn't. Okay? So what's my last option? My discriminant can either be positive or negative or what? 0. If my discriminant is 0, how many solutions am I supposed to have to a quadratic? 2, right? Fundamental theorem of algebra says my highest exponent is how many answers I should get, right? So, does it seem weird that I tell you if it's 0, then there's one real solution? Didn't we just say there's supposed to be 2? Well, here's the deal. There are. One real solution. This is going to be called a double root, which means what? The one real solution I got happens twice. So what does the graph look like of that? What does it look like if I only have one real solution? So it's sitting right on the axis, like that or like that. So my solution is right there, the vertex, right there, right there. Does that make sense? So can I do some examples for you? Yes? Okay. Let's start with this first example. 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 equals 0. In order to fill in the discriminant, I need to know A, B, and C. So let's identify A, B, and C. Where is A? Yes, it's 2. It's right beside the x squared, right? That's A. Where is B? It's the 3. It's right beside the x. And where's the C? It's the constant. Notice what I underlined. C is not just 5, is it? Negative 5. Okay? So b squared minus 4ac. Well, what's b squared? 9. Could I put 3 squared right there? Well, I mean, yeah, I guess if you wanted to, but we're trying to make it easier on ourselves, right? What is 3 times 3? 9. 9 minus 4 times a, which is what? 2 times c, which is what? Negative 5. 9 minus, what's 4 times 2? 8 times negative 5? Negative 40. What happens right here? So for this particular problem, what is my discriminant? 49. So what do I know about the number 49? Which one of these is it? Is it positive, negative, or 0? It is positive, and if it's positive, how many solutions do I have? 2 real solutions. Keep in mind that it's not good enough for me to say 2 solutions, because I have 2 possibilities, 2 real or 2 imaginary, so I have to be specific, right? Any questions? What about this example? 9x squared minus 3x minus 8 equals negative 10. Identify A, B, and C? Oh, not yet? What do you want to do first? I need to, right? In order for this to work, my equation has to equal what? 0, right? So 9x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals 0. Now identify? Okay, so A is 9, B is negative 3, C is 2. Very good. B squared minus 4AC. Well, for this problem, what's B squared? It's also 9. Guys, I need you to be really, really careful here, okay? Some of you have your emotional support calculator that you use on every single problem. And I have to tell you, if you put in negative 3 squared, it's going to tell you the answer is negative 9. Because your calculator does order of operations, and it's going to square the 3 and then multiply it by a negative. Is that what you meant? No, what you meant was negative 3 squared. That's what you want to do. Okay? So please be careful about that. Or, instead of using your emotional support calculator, you could just say in your brain, what's negative 3 times negative 3? 9, and write it down. Does that make sense? Minus, let's see. What if we treated this as a negative 4? What is negative, let's see, hold on. Minus 4 times A, what's A? 9 times C, what's C? 2. So 9, what's negative 4 times 9? 36 times 2? Negative 72. What is 9 plus a negative 72? Negative 63. So how many solutions do I have? Imaginary. 2 imaginary. And how do you know I have 2 imaginary? Because that number is negative. Now, did you notice I did each of those 2 problems a different way? The first time I just wrote the minus right here, and I said 4 times 2 times negative 5 and got a minus a negative, right? This time I said that I treated that like a negative 4. Which way is right? Both, right? As long as you don't write 9 minus and then treat it like a negative 4. Does that make sense? Choose a way that you want to do it and do it that way every time you do it. Okay? All right, one more example. Negative x squared minus 9 equals 6x. Negative x squared minus 9 equals 6x. So first, have to make it equal to 0. I have 2 choices. I can subtract 6x from both sides, or I can add x squared and 9 to both sides. Which one do you want to do? Okay, if I'm subtracting 6x from both sides, first of all, is one of those more correct than the others? No, not at all. Negative x squared minus 6x minus 9 equals 0. Now, A, B, and C. B squared minus 4AC. What is B squared in this problem? 36 minus 4 times 1, which is negative, or sorry, 4 times A, which is negative 1, times C, which is negative 9. So 36 minus 4 times negative 1, negative 4 times negative 9, 36. What is 36 minus 36? 0. What does that mean? One real solution. That is a double root. Any questions? Anybody have any questions on discriminant? Okay, so finding the discriminant tells you the answers, or it tells you what kind of answers you will get. What kind of answers you will get. Okay, any questions?